Good morning. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Jamie and this is my homestead, and today we are working on starting seeds for the spring. And I thought this would be a good time to turn the camera on and talk to you, especially people who are new to gardening. I know if you are, you've probably been watching tons of videos, which, you know, I love to do too, and see what everybody's growing and all of the neat varieties and things, you know, that you can get to put in your garden. And that's great. That is so fun. I love looking through all of the seed catalogs and ordering new things that I've never seen before. But I wanted to point out though that it's really important, especially when you're first starting out, to not get swept up in what everybody else is doing, because it's so easy to do. You know, I've been homesteading for, gosh, 20 years, I guess. And, you know, the YouTube videos weren't the thing back then. So, you know, if you wanted to figure out what to plant in your garden, you just go down to the local feed store and they would have a plethora of all of the things that can grow in your area. And you just bought what you wanted and you took it home and you planted it. And that's how it worked. And then, of course, you know, YouTube happened, and I started watching all of the cool YouTube videos and seeing all of the Baker Creek videos with all of the new different colored things, and I got so excited. I was like, I didn't know that vegetables came in purple. You know, I love purple. It's my favorite color. I want a purple garden. And so I did. I went to Baker Creek and I bought purple bell peppers. And I thought, how fun. It's a bell pepper, it's purple, it's awesome. And that year, I only planted purple bell peppers. And they grew, and, you know, I had a huge collection of purple bell peppers. But then when I harvested them for the first time and cut it open, that was the thinnest pepper I'd ever seen. I mean, there was like no meat on it. And it didn't taste good. I mean, it tasted somewhat like a pepper, but it wasn't the good pepper I was used to, you know, having. And I had planted the whole garden with these peppers, and that was all I had. And I was like, well, dang it, you know. But then it worked out because I also planted purple Japanese mustard greens, and it turns out those are now my favorite mustard greens. I can't eat any other kind. They are the one and only for me. So, you know, there were some pluses and some failures. But my point is that plant what you know mainly, and then if you want to get into some new varieties, grow like a little one, you know, like maybe one or maybe two the first year to see if you even like them. Don't make the mistake like I did and be like, oh, this is so cool, and then plant your entire garden with these rare, weird things that you've never seen before. You know, also, it's so easy to see, you know, people laying out their things and pulling up all of their seed packets, and they're like, okay, I'm growing, you know, 27 different types of plants, and you're thinking, oh, I want 27 different types of plants. And like, for instance, eggplant. Everybody was planting eggplants, and I thought, I want to grow an eggplant. I don't like eggplants. I do not like eggplants. And somehow I thought, if I grow it in my garden and I produce it and I take it inside and harvest it, I'm going to like eggplant. Well, guess what? I still didn't like eggplant. So don't get swept up in what everybody else is doing. Don't get excited about the Pinterest garden and the 20 different varieties and the rare and unusual things. I mean, those are fun, and I am growing like one or two rare varieties of things that I'm trying for the first time this year, but I'm only growing one or two of those plants. Now the other rare you know, varieties, Baker Creek type things, are things that I've grown before. I know I like them, so now I'm going to grow 20 of them because I know that I like them. But the best plan for you as a new gardener, especially if you're living somewhere like me that's rural and you have a local feed and tack store, go there to get your seeds. Because first of all, they're only going to carry what they know can grow in your area. Also, instead of buying like this packet here, I got from Baker Creek for $4. Now asparagus is a bad example, but you know, a plant where you can buy, you know, 1 pack of seeds for $4 at my local feed store, you can buy the pound for $4 because they're catering to people who plant these huge, ginormous crops. And they can't, this isn't going to help you when you're trying to do like 4 acres of this. So you can buy a big, like a bag like this, that's about this full of seeds, and it's also going to cost you about $4. And they will have your basic varieties of things that grow in your area. So they'll have like peppers, and they'll have corn, and they'll have greens, and they'll have tomatoes. All of the basic crops that most people probably want to put in their garden. And they're going to have what grows good in your area, and they're going to sell it in bulk wholesale prices, and it's going to save you money. And if you are a home gardener and you buy a bag of seeds that's like this big, that's going to be like almost a lifetime supply for you. So you can take this home, plant what you want, put this in some sort of a good, you know, better bag than this, put it in somewhere that's dark and cool, and you can keep going back to those plants or those seeds year after year after year. And, you know, that is a cheap, awesome way to create a really good seed bank for seeds that are good in your area, that you know are going to grow, and they're things that you know that you and your family eat because you already are buying these things at the grocery store. So that's my biggest thing, my biggest takeaway for you. I mean, I'm growing some more asparagus. I'm growing artichokes because I don't really eat artichokes, but there's a really amazing tincture that I make from the leaves, so I always try to keep artichokes on hand. And then I'm doing some paste tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, more Roma tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. This is mainly tomatoes. You can tell what it is this week that I'm doing. More tomatoes. Now I am trying, this is new because I got it for free with my order. These are baby spoon tomatoes. Now, this is another example where I don't learn my lesson. I do not like tomatoes. Now, I'm growing a bunch of paste tomatoes because I love them in sauces. So I'm growing mainly paste tomatoes so that I can can my own sauces. But here I got these little teeny tiny baby tomatoes, and I thought maybe I'll like them if they're teeny tiny. So I'm going to plant 1 or 2 of these seeds, and I'm probably going to hate them. But they're free. I own them. I'm going to give them a tiny, tiny little area of my garden that I'm not going to miss. And we'll see. Luckily, I have family in town that does like tomatoes. So if I end up with, you know, a gallon of tomatoes I don't like, I'll just give them away. And then sage and lemon balm and lavender, because I do grow a lot of herbs because I'm really into herbal medicines. I like to make my own salves and my own tinctures. And if that's something that y'all are interested in, let me know. And I will do some videos of that when it's time. But yeah, that's my biggest suggestions for you guys, especially if you're new. Or even like me, I wasn't new, but I got sucked into the YouTube and got so excited about all of these rare, strange, new varieties I didn't know existed, and I went nuts and ended up with a garden full of food I didn't like. So if you don't get anything else from this video, do get, you know, grow only what you're going to eat, grow only what your family loves, grow mainly varieties that you know are going to do well in your area, and then if you have extra space, then grow something new and fun to see if you like it. But just don't go nuts and fill your whole garden, because been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, it was awful. But anyway, it's getting kind of hot out here. I had to come in the greenhouse because it's really windy outside, and you wouldn't have been able to hear me in the yard. And you probably still can't hear me over all the roosters. But anyway, I'm going to step back outside and finish planting these seeds. But thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope that I helped you in planning what kind of seeds you want to put in your garden, and giving you some tips on where you might could go to get your main seed crop that's not quite as expensive as the online places that you can go. Well, I mean, like this is Dollar Tree. Look, 4 for $1. Nothing wrong with these seeds. I grow these seeds every year. So, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to get the fancy heirloom, really cool stuff. Just grow what you love and have a great garden. And anyway, I hope you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. I do shorts every single day of the week, and then I do a full video every Monday. So I hope that you guys will stick around and come back and join me next Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye.